Hi, Panther fans. So, got a little bit of news this morning. Patric Hornqvist has a concussion, and he's been put on LTIR. Now, yesterday, they called up Chris Tierney from Charlotte on emergency basis, but that was before they made this move. So now we can call up other people. We'll have a little bit of space there to play with. Heponiemi will probably be staying up, and Tierney, I would assume, those are going to be the two guys that are up for now. I looked at Charlotte. There's a few other guys that I would have maybe liked to have seen other than Tierney get called up. I would have liked to see maybe Duclair, who's got 10 goals, get a shot. Denisenko's not really doing a whole lot down there. In terms of Gudas, we have not heard anything yet on Gudas. And Stu and I were talking about will it be Kiersted or Carlson that gets called up. But I have a feeling we forgot about Michael Del Zotto, who's down there. He may be a better fit to replace Gudas if he has to miss any time. But again, we haven't heard anything that way. Now, in terms of Anthony Duclair, George reports this morning, I know Coach had said he was looking at maybe almost a Christmas, January type of comeback for Duclair. But now George is reporting that Duclair hasn't even started skating yet. And once he starts skating, it's 4 to 6 weeks before he might even be close to thinking about possibly kind of thinking that he might consider being ready to be back out there on the ice. So that's 2 months away, basically, if he hasn't even started skating yet. So that's December, could be mid to late February before that's even an issue, and you would hope that by then Duclair is back. So the point there is that this doesn't really solve the Hornqvist thing, doesn't solve the Duclair thing, is what I'm trying to say. Now, in terms of on the ice performance, what is this going to do? Hornqvist hasn't exactly been lighting it up, but we know he's a big part of the locker room, and he's the one that's always talking to the referees instead of Barkov and everything. Meanwhile, Barkov, I don't think is going to be there tomorrow. They said he started skating again. That's where we've gotten. But you got to figure if the dude was that sick, they're not going to fly him out on a long flight to play one game and then fly all the way back. That just makes no sense. So you can pretty much be sure he's going to have missed this whole road trip. You figure Tierney will take that spot with Hornqvist. Now, I like Tierney in the offseason. I did a lot of film viewing because I wanted to see what Colin White and Balcers looked like. It's a shame we don't have Balcers to put in that spot. But Tierney looks, he's a young veteran, we'll put it that way. He's not an older guy, but he has had a few opportunities. I'm trying to think of any Florida Panthers, former Panthers, that I could think that you would, you know what I mean? He's bigger than Dennis Malgin. Well, let's put it that way. I think he's bigger than Dennis Malgin. He's a guy, he's going to play solid for you. He's not going to do anything spectacular. He's not going to fill Patric Hornqvist's shoes, but most fourth line guys aren't, right? You're not going to get that level of experience. So there's no way around it. That's a loss. Lundell is still questionable. We're not sure if he's going to be playing, so you're going to be probably seeing both of those guys, Heponiemi and Tierney, in the lineup tomorrow. And then I guess we're going to need one more guy now, because if Barkov can't come back, it's a mess. It's going to be interesting today to see who else that they call up. I don't think Denisenko is going to be one of the guys, one of the call-ups. I don't see it. Now, defensively, now that we have a little bit of space, I'm thinking if Gudas is out, you're going to get Del Zotto, but maybe even bring up a Kiersted or a Carlson, even if they're just going to sit. That way they're already there with the team in case something happens and a guy gets hurt. So this gives us, like the Ekblad thing, gives us a little bit of extra space for now, but it doesn't sound like it's going to carry over to the Duclair situation. You would hope that Hornqvist would be back by the time Duclair is ready to come back, unless they're just going to say Hornqvist isn't ready to come back until the playoffs. And that's the thing we all might be looking at, right? Is like, especially if it's a head injury, the league's not going to question us if we keep a 34-year-old guy off the ice the rest of the year because he's had some concussion issues. So that might simply be the play there. And we'll just have to see how Chris Tierney does. I was surprised he didn't make the team. I realized that there's cap constraints there why a few people didn't make the team. And when I say surprised, what I mean is that when we got him and I saw how he had played with some of these other guys with Cousins and Balcers, I thought he would be a decent addition. So it's not going to be Patric Hornqvist, but he's not a schlub either. I think we'll be fine there. Other than that, the only other question now is the goaltending. We haven't heard anything about whether it's going to be Bob or Knight or Bob. Me personally, I will keep writing Knight until you play Bob on Sunday against the Kraken, because we have a back-to-back Saturday and Sunday. I'd rather have Knight out there against the Red Wings and the Lightning, and the only question is, do you want to continue to play Knight tomorrow night against Winnipeg? People are saying, do you really want him to play 5 games in a row? He's 22. Yeah, you play him 5 games in a row. Vasilevsky, when they were winning cups, was playing a hell of a lot more than 5 games in a row. So I have no problem with playing him. He's a kid. He'll be fine. That's me, personally. I wouldn't be surprised, though. Wouldn't be shocked to see Bobrovsky get the start Tuesday either in Winnipeg, which that sums up my feeling about Bob. Other than that, should be good to go for the stream tomorrow night. I tried to get as much rest as I could last week. I'm just gonna have to gut it out this week. Still not great. My voice is still not 100%, and just have to roll with it. So should be good tomorrow night. All right, Patric Hornqvist, LTIR. No news on Gudis. Try to keep you guys posted as best I can, and I'll see you guys again later.